Hey, Rick, as you referenced, you're part of a unique fraternity with those who have competed in one cup race and giving the opportunity to Tim. And it was interesting when you talked about hoping he doesn't burn through the experiences or the memories. And I'm just curious, what are the special memories and what does it mean for you to have gotten that one cup start? Obviously, I know as a racer you wanted a lot more, but to be able to say, hey, you did have that one cup start in 1990 at Watkins Glen, you were out on the track and did those things. What are the things that you experienced and that still stick with you 35 years later?
Well, for me, using that particular race as an example, um, I won't say that I raced against the greatest names in racing, but I got to compete with the greatest names in racing. So, that was, that's part of the people that you look up to and what it took to even make that happen. It was insurmountable, especially at that time and where I was, and to be able to do that. And even that was a bizarre scenario because I subbed for Rick Mass, who was running a race, I think, at either Orange County or South Boston. There was a conflict, and it really wasn't a road course racer, and I had a road course experience. So we filled in for Bobby Jones in the 22 car that Rick Mass normally drives. So it was a bizarre set of circumstance, but it was like I was on cloud nine. I was on cloud nine, and so but it comes and goes, and all you think about is trying to get to that next scenario, and so I'm me and Lisa like the fact that I want to say in a 10-year period, I'm pretty confident statistic wise we've probably given more drivers their first cup start than I'm going to say probably the top 10 teams combined, and maybe those stats are a little off, but they're it's pretty significant, and part of that is just the opportunity. And I'm a racer, and there's a soft spot there, and I do see things through the eyes of people when they've had good weekends, bad weekends, and this got announced so relatively early in that I'm happy that he's been able to. It's been a month and a half or 2 month process for him, as opposed to, hey, somebody got hurt, you fit in the seat, you want to drive, and you have 24 hours. He's being able to really absorb it, and that's important to me, just as a friend, and seeing things and being a family and racing. That's important to me and Lisa, and to be able to do those things.
So, and like you talk about, this is a different situation where there's a lot more time. What is it like to see this experience through his eyes? As somebody who had that shorter window to see this, how are you experiencing it, or how are you, in a way, experiencing your first cup start all over again?
Well, for him, I think he had a probably a little bit longer ramp up for it, and it's cool just being at the shop because as you mentioned, we have Tim Brown, and we have a young guy named Andre that's running uh, at Bowman Gray in a I think a mini stock car, and Chad Blount's run Xfinity cars, and Billy Plord's run late models up north, and we have a lot of racers here, and so it's great because there's a lot of ribbing and joking around, and everybody's expecting they're expecting him to sit on the first couple rows, because if he's not in the first couple rows every Saturday night, he's pissed off and throwing something, right? So, it's good to kind of just kind of see how the interaction is, in your workplace, and just kind of to have the support. And he's actually been able to share it with a whole group of people that normally you wouldn't be able to, because these are his peers, and there's a lot of camaraderie, and there's just a whole lot of respect. So it's really cool from that standpoint.